Assalamualaikum. Students, here is another very tricky question for you all. This question is basically related with concept of energy and power. The question states that the Atlantic torpedo, that is a name of a fish, is a large electric fish able to generate 220 volts between its tail and a head. It's a generator typically. This drive a pulse of current of 15 ampere lasting for time of 2.0 millisecond. It's a huge current. It's just fatal. Oh my god. The fish produces 200 pulses per second. How many pulses are there? 200 pulses in 1 second. So, what is the average power output of the fish? So, let's draw the circuit first. Suppose this fish is having a voltage source across it, and is that fish. I do not know how does it look like, but I can imagine that it would be very gentle fish that is generating this much voltages. It would not gentle at all. So it is producing 220 volts, and there is a current of 15 ampere passing through it, but that current is for very short time interval. The time is 2.0 millisecond, which means 2.0 into 10 raised power minus 3 seconds. So this pulse fish generate a pulse, and then it stops. Then it generates a pulse, then it stops. Then another pulse, then it stops. So each pulse is produced for 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds. In this way, it would produce 200 pulses, 200 pulses in 1 second. How many? This is pulse number 1, pulse number 2, pulse number 3, and it is 200th pulse in 1 millisecond. So this is all information. I have plotted this all information for you. Now the question is, I have to calculate the power. So it's very simple to understand now that one pulse is able to produce certain energy. Then this energy would be added to the pulse produced in the next spell, third, and so on. So it would be added together for 200 times. So I can calculate that energy produced in one pulse, right? Because I have that option, that energy produced in one pulse. Produced in pulse. So how much energy is produced in one pulse? Because you know that energy is equals to E equals VIT. It is 220 volts, current is 15 ampere, and this is 2.0 into 10 raised power minus 3. So this gives you 6.6 joule. So these 6.6 joules are basically produced in one pulse. So in this one pulse, 6.6 joules are produced. I can say 6.6 joules in one pulse, 6.6 joules in the second, 6.6 joule in the next, and 6.6 joules in the 200th pulse. Now, for power purpose, what I have to solve, that the power is equals to total energy divided by time. Now, total energy is basically energy of, it is total energy, it is power. So it is total power is equals to total energy divided by time. Energy for one pulse, or energy from one pulse, times number of pulses generated, divided by total time. That's it. You will get the answer of your question, because I have followed logically. So it will take some time, but it would be quite easy when you will get it. Energy from one pulse is 6.6 joules. How many pulses are there in 1 second time? Because total time is 1 second. So let me mention time first. 1 second 1 second time, and then I have 200 pulses. How many pulses do I have? 200 pulses in 1 second. In 1 second. So let's check this one out, that how much power is being produced 6.6 times 200, it is 13.2, I mean 1320 watt. So all the answers are given in terms of kilowatt, so you can convert this as 1.3 kilowatt. This is the average power produced by this torpedo. That is a huge torpedo. Hope that it would work outside the water as well, so it can be used for energy crisis question. And this all is the solution. One by one you can see that all, that this was the question. I have selected the areas, and then I have basically considered those values, that 220 volts is the generated potential difference and 15 ampere is the current, and that lasts for 2 milliseconds. So I have calculated that for 2 milliseconds how much energy would be produced. Then I get that it would be 6.6 joules per pulse, or for one pulse. Then there are 200 pulses overall in 1 second. So I have to find out the energy for one pulse. I have calculated that VIT is the formula. 6.6 joule is one pulse formula, one pulse energy. Then overall number of pulses times energy for one pulse divided by total time. Total time is 1 second. So 6.6 times 200 divided by 1, you got 1.3 kilowatt. I hope that this horrible torpedo question is now clear to all of you.